Hello everybody, my name is Kayla, and today we're going to learn how to do our water quality testing activity. So you probably have this worksheet with you. I want you to read over it first, watch this video, and then start the activity, okay? All right, so you received an envelope, much like this one. And when you open it up, you may think that there's nothing inside, but there are some delicate and important pieces of paper. These are called water quality testing strips. And like you learned in the previous Nearpod, we're going to be looking for nitrates and nitrites. So those are going to be the two at the top right here below the blue one. And I want you to notice how I'm holding it at the end. So I'm not touching any of the pads right here, okay? So we're going to hold it straight out, and then we're going to gather two samples of water. Sample A, I have tap water, which is just water right from my sink. And in sample B, this is my outside water. And you may recognize from a previous science experiment that it's very green. And I actually got this water from our Brainy Briny beaker bag. So it's filled with algae and brine shrimp. So before we move on, I'd like you to make a hypothesis. Do you think my tap water in sample A will have high levels of nitrates or low levels of nitrates? Okay, and moving on. Knowing what we know about nitrates, do you think my sample B cup will have high levels of nitrates or low levels of nitrates? What is your hypothesis? Now that you've made your hypotheses about our sample A and sample B, we're going to test the water. So I'm holding my strip properly. I'm going to grab my cup labeled sample A. I'm going to submerge my strip all the way into the water and hold it there for 2 seconds. Ready? 1,000, 2, 1,000. I'm going to pull it up and lay it flat, horizontally on my table for 60 seconds. I like to put on some music, do a little dance while I'm waiting. And it's been 60 seconds. So what do you think my nitrate levels will be? High or low? Well, let's compare to the chart on our envelope. I'm going to hold it up next to the numbers on my chart, and I'm going to look at the nitrates and nitrites. We see that the pads are still white, which means that we have low levels of nitrates and nitrites. So if your hypothesis was that we would have low levels, then you were correct. So now let us try to test the water quality of our sample B. So I'm going to grab my strip properly. I'm going to submerge it in my sample B cup for 2 seconds. Ready? 1,000, 2, 1,000. Now, don't forget to write down the nitrates in your table from sample A and sample B. So now we wait 60 seconds for our sample B to be finished. Okay, are we ready to compare? What was your hypothesis? High levels of nitrates or low levels of nitrates? Let's see. Whoa! This is crazy. Oh boy. We have very pink and dark, high levels of nitrates. So if you guessed that our nitrate levels were going to be high, you were right. So don't forget to write your data in your data table for the nitrates and nitrites. Then we're going to move on to the conclusion and the extension. Have fun with this, everybody. And don't forget, we have a third strip in the envelope for you. So if you wanted to test another type of liquid, you can do that on your own.